How's it going, everyone? So today I went through and edited down my interview I had with Kayla Hoskins and how she's pretty much a victim of JIDION in terms of him encouraging her and actively, pushing this on her to interact with EDP. But before we get into that, what I do want to do at the beginning of this video is call out JIDION's ex-mod, Inside. Now, Inside was a top mod and ran JIDION's Discord in the past. Now, after this interview occurred, I went and shot some jabs at him on Twitter, pretty much, about the clip of him saying, "Oh yeah, we had Kayla. It would be very awesome if led EDP on." And he's kind of weird about it, saying it never happened. So he ended up DMing me and tried blackmailing me and threatening me with my own inappropriate tweet, which was directed at, a random Twitter account. But he's going with the narrative it's a kid, when there's really no indication that it is. But with that being said, he then says that he misspoke on the clip of him on JIDION's stream. However, that doesn't acknowledge him saying the same things again on an edited TikTok that he chose to edit and then upload. So with that being said, yeah, here's those clips, and Inside, if you're watching, dude, you're just a dishonest little fucking grub, dude.
Out, bro.
Wait, here, Inside.
I'm so
just
happy this worked out.
so everybody doesn't think, I paid this girl. Can you tell them what happened?
Okay, so basically, Kayla messages me whenever he starts DMing her, and she's like, "Yo, EDP is DMing me," and so we got on a call, and I was like, first off, make sure you tell your parents, tell the police, all that kind of stuff, and then I was like, "Yo, I have a fire idea for a video. What if you just lead him on for a little bit, so that and then I'll tell JIDION all about this, and maybe JIDION can get an IRL interview with EDP because he ghosted us on the online one."
Hey, here's how I helped catch EDP445. So basically, I run JIDION's Discord, discord.gg/JIDION if you haven't joined yet. And a couple months ago, I set up an interview with EDP445 himself for JIDION's stream. But EDP ghosted us. So naturally, I was angry, and I wanted to get back at EDP445. When this girl texted me and said that EDP had hit her up while he was in our Discord, I had to do something about it. So I hopped in a call with her, and I was like, "Yo, let's lead on EDP. Make him think that you actually like him." So I text JIDION and I give him all the information. I'm like, "Yo, I was thinking it would be the perfect payback for him backing out of the interview if you and Skeeter did an IRL predator catch and you showed up and did an interview right there instead." So this took many, many months of preparing and planning. Videos coming soon.
Now, with those two clips of Inside out of the way, let's get into the interview. So, overall, right, just kind of lay out the timeline for me from start to finish, like, in terms like when EDP messages you, like, how long till you realize, oh, hey, this is like someone big that, is being looked into, all the way to like JIDION, right? Can you just lay out that timeline for me?
So I was in JIDION's Discord server, and I was in a voice call, as I was like literally every other day, because honestly, I had nothing to do. I mean, I was homeschooled. And then I noticed like JIDION was having someone on stream. They invited someone into the Discord. I didn't really care about it at the time. I was like on the voice call, and I was playing video games, because I don't know if you know this. I don't know if Discord still has this. I really only use Discord for business-related things now, as ironic as that is. But back then, at least in that server, you could like play games with people. So I was more focused on that during that call. I was not really watching the live stream like that. And because a lot of the live stream was just like, "Oh, we're gonna bring this person into the call, da da da," and then they didn't bring the person into the call. I'm not too sure, but he was in the server. And then I do have a clip of someone saying that EDP was in the same call that I was in. And
Okay.
at the time, I'm not sure what Instagram account I was on or what like Discord account I was on, but I do know that oftentimes I do have my Discord linked with my Instagram.
Yeah.
And so then late June, I get a message from EDP messaging me. And at first I was like, "Oh, this is like probably some troll account, whatever." Didn't really know who he was. My friends knew more about him because my friends have always been older, like a couple years older than me. And so then everyone's like, "Oh, like, block this person," like, and then, but I don't know if it's him, like, and then he starts being like very suicidal. And like, I am someone that deals with suicide till this day. Like, I Man, I when I got doxxed like a couple days ago, I really did not want to be here. I was not happy with that video that Jidion made because that video entirely a hit piece. It's not like a debunking anything really. It's just taking calls and him showing you what he wants you to see. That's just essentially what that video
Yeah.
is. And it's him not taking accountability for anything, just shifting blame. And we're gonna get nowhere. We're gonna go in circles, you know?
Yeah.
And
And oh, go
he
ahead. You
wants
go.
to say like sorry. But after watching his video, he wants to almost like incline or like sorry, not incline, imply that like I said he was telling me to be sexual with EDP or something. I have never said that out of my mouth. Like never.
The
And so he
only
kept pushing
implication
that
is
narrative.
come from inside. But
Really?
and we'll get into that actually with the next bullet point I have. Um,
Okay.
so overall, right? Bryant messages you after joining the server, and everything. So with that being said, what led to you wanting to get involved? I mean, obviously you're a fan of Gideon, so that kind of answers why you wanted to get involved with him. Um, but to the extent of them involving you, right? Because he'll argue that he didn't want you involved. He did his best to, keep you separated from all of this. But I have clips that I'm about to pull up that counter that. Um,
Right.
obviously. Um, but I just want your testimony of exactly why you stayed involved all the way through till the end and why it didn't get passed off to a decoy.
So, okay, my manifesto, shall I say. Um okay, when I found out it was genuinely EDP, I did report it to the FBI tip line. I did do that. I heard nothing back though. And then Inside found out about it because I believe it was this girl named Serenity who I still am friends with till this day. And Serenity told him and he joined the call and he asked me if I wanted to be bait. And like in my mind, this is someone from a different state. Yes, I could go to the cops, but what are the cops gonna do? Because to be honest, I didn't have like enough evidence. Like, yes, he was being sexual, but also the system in justice is very, very delicate. So, yes, I could go to the cops, but this isn't someone that like the cops are gonna arrest like right away. Like, this is not like a neighbor or something.
This is where they pass the
So,
cyber crimes and they try to get him in a sting. Yeah.
right. So then I did go to the FBI tip line. I did do all of that, heard nothing. And then during this time, EDP still continued to like gaslight me with his suicide, whatever. And I was also very suicidal. And like I didn't want him to like at 15, I don't know why I was so stupid to think this, but I didn't want him to like kill himself and then feel guilty because of it. So I was telling him though, like, my age and everything. I even made that clear in the Discord. And so then Inside was like, do you want to be bait? And in my head, I'm like, okay, if I am bait, these people, these powerful YouTubers, whatever, they probably do have a better chance at putting this person in jail. Especially because they do have a reputation of being predator catchers, especially Jadion at the time being very close with Skeeter.
Yeah, Skeeter had a bigger
And,
reputation at the time than Gideon did with
right,
pred catching, but still, yeah.
right. And then there is like clips out there of like Inside being like, oh, Kayla, like we shouldn't probably talk about this like in a public call, which is very sketchy. They were trying to do everything like they wanted me to be bait, but they essentially didn't want anyone to know that it was me,
Because you were a minor.
which is because I was a minor. Now looking back, that's like, oh, that's why they were doing that. But I really wasn't like captivating that at that age. I was just like, oh, okay, this is probably how it goes. Um, and I mean, either way though, it's still an active case. So
Yeah, so, yeah,
that's
and
the best I
overall,
could ask for at this point.
involvement with EDP, messaging him, all that. I gotta ask, okay, and I know you touched on a little bit in your most recent video, but in the
Mm.
documentary, you stated, hey, when I was talking to EDP, I just put my face on, some provocative pictures, none of them nude, but provocative in nature, and some of the EDP. But then your most recent video, you've kind of walked it back, saying, I just said that for shock value. Um, I gotta ask, like, if did you actually do it? And like, I don't care if you did or not, right? Again, you were a child at the time. You're trying to keep this guy on the hook at this point because you have two grown men, three, including inside, um, telling you it's like it's good if you keep dragging him on, like So I'm not here to judge you for it. I just want to know why you've walked it back and if you actually did do
No,
it.
so that's not like what I meant in my most recent video. I said they cut a part out of it, probably for shock factor. Um, so EDP, while like I was in communication with him, he kept asking me for nudes, and I kept telling Jadion like, like what am I supposed to do now, Um, and we were trying to come up with ideas so that it obviously wasn't me, but he wasn't under the impression that I was a decoy.
Yeah.
And so we brought up the idea of having like, someone else's body, but just my face on it. We never went through with the idea, and I stated that in the actual documentary. And
Okay.
in my most recent video, I stated that they probably cut out the part where I said it didn't go through with the idea for shock factor, so that it would cause the audience to believe that this actually happened, but it
Okay.
didn't.
So pretty much you're saying that Mike Klum, uh, to an extent, this isn't like super evil, but I'm just saying to an extent, doctored that part of the interview just so that it was like more shocking and more like entertaining for the viewer.
Right.
Okay.
But I never sent him any nudes. And I know Jadion tried to say like, "Oh, I probably did." He showed like some type of screenshot. That was food. That was a picture of food. I think you guys forget how like gross EDP genuinely is. He will jerk off to fucking pastrami fries. He's very open about that on Twitter.
Sorry,
I
that's
have
awesome.
not sent him any nudes, actually. I'm afraid he would sue me if I were to post calls.
Okay.
And I think I should clarify this now since we're on the topic of lawsuits. I so a lot of people are like, "Oh, you just want Jadion's money. That's why you made a comment that like you wouldn't sue EDP." The thing about a lot of lawsuits, when you're suing someone, you're suing them because they have a valuable asset or something that you can actually obtain from them. EDP has nothing. Like
The
genuinely, what is he gonna give me? His fucking laptop with
floor
child porn?
mattress. Floor mattress.
What is he gonna give me? I would be digging myself in a money pit if I were to sue EDP. That's why I haven't sued EDP. I am very much so like more comfortable with him just going to jail. And I
Yeah.
would rather get nothing out of it than just the peace of mind that he's in jail. Because especially after watching that documentary and like him driving by that like school or something or school bus, I don't know. That was actually like the fact that there's probably people in danger right at this second because of this man, it's concerning. So before suing anybody, I would much rather this man just go to jail.
Yeah.
But I
So,
am
but in terms of
concerned if I were to
Gideon,
release those calls. Yeah, in terms of him, I am concerned if I were to release those calls that I would possibly get into a lawsuit because they didn't know, like, none of them knew they were being recorded, especially Face Rug, and he's in my state. Um, but if anything, I would have to come out with like some type of plan to do that.
okay. Um, and overall, right, and I understand, right? The paranoia makes sense. This is
Mm,
it's a crazy time, on the internet. People throwing lawsuits around. Oh, wrong thing. Throwing lawsuits around left, right, center. Um, I personally feel as if it would be detrimental, especially to FaZe Rug of all people. Like, don't be wrong, I think FaZe Rug not being involved with the actual stuff that happened in the end is very telling, at least. But I think it's because everything got
no,
fucked
he's
up
a
in how they
sweet
wanted to.
guy.
Yeah,
He's
I
such a sweet guy.
I don't think that he had those kind of crazy intentions. I think it was more so. I think the blame of any content brained actions he was going to do would probably be in the realm of, with Gideon. Because Gideon, the way Gideon postured it, Rug probably thought it was okay. You know? So I don't see a Rug getting any backlash for it. I think a lot of you exposing that, um, like you exposing that would really just help your case, is what I'm getting at.
I think I think I can understand that. But again, that I would have to go through like to make sure I'm safe in the end because this is more than just like getting the public on my side. Like at this point, I'm tired of that. I'm tired of having to explain myself over and over again. I've made a Google document. I like did so many things.
Yeah.
So this is more than just that. If anything, I would have to do it in a very concrete way where it's out and it's never talked about again.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
overall,
but Face Rug, from when I talked to him, he was a very like awkward, shy guy. But I think he realized, like, I think he picked up on what was really happening and he chose not to be a part of it,
yeah,
which
he's a
I
little like in over his
am
head.
forever grateful for.
Looking back at it is, I guess as a an adult now. You're 19 now, correct?
I am 19,
Okay,
yes.
so being 19 now versus back when you started speaking to them, being 15, 16 years old, how does it feel looking back that these two grown men were speaking to you the way they were? And I'll pull up the clip from that stream of you, Skeet, and uh, what is it, Jidion, of the way they're talking to you and about you at the age of 16. Like, it's pretty weird having two men pushing 30 say like speaking to a minor, a victim at that matter, the way they were, just because, oh, we've been speaking to her, we're comfortable with her. Um, like, how does that make you feel?
Yeah. Um, I really want to say something so bad. I'm dying to say something, but I have like no proof to back it up because this was like a call that I did not record. Um, but I told Bloodspet something about this, and he was dying. But I'm fuck. I'm dying to say something.
Look,
Um,
you can say it, but if it's something fucking outlandish, I'm just gonna disavow it, okay? So,
no, I want to save myself because I
okay,
don't want
that's
people to
perfectly
attack me.
fine.
But
That's perfectly fine.
um. No, I definitely think it's really weird, and I'm glad that you brought it up because it's something that like everyone's overlooking.
Well,
Every day that goes by, I feel like my frontal lobe is developing. But looking back when I was 15, I was definitely in a very different mental state. I was definitely under like a more childlike esque like way of thinking
you're
in a
going along
way.
with
Like
him.
I what do you mean?
In terms of like, again, going back to like how Skeet and Gideon frame this predator catching stuff and the severity of it, like they make it a joke. They make it like, oh, it's this cool content thing. Um, and that's what I mean by that. Like, were you more so just going along with them because like, oh, hey, yeah, this is just how they do things?
Yeah, like that's genuinely how I thought they were doing things. Like I was not studying the law back then like I am now. Now I'm in law school and a lot of people also have questions on that. But um yeah, it's a very different mindset. Like I just thought these people knew what the fuck they were doing, as one expects from multimillionaires, shall I say.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I completely agree. That is, um, it's good at like looking back that you're realizing this now. I have it pulled up right here, Kayla, and this is something uploaded to your channel, obviously. But I just want to play this for the audience, right? Because again, it was during Hamilton's stream the other day. He was playing like part of this, and it was like to me watching, like, wait a minute, is this how they were talking to this girl? And to me, it was is fucking absurd. So I'm gonna go and play it. And this is Gideon. I have it starting right at the time step where Gideon's stating, oh yeah, this is how we know Kayla. So we'll start from here.
I know you guys are probably like, why the fuck you guys talking to her like that? Like, I mean, we've known
Right,
about
this is him justifying them talking weird towards her. Sorry.
probably like, why the fuck you guys talking to her like that? Like, I mean, we've known about Kayla for like what, like probably like 2 months now. We've known you,
Yeah.
so we've been like aware of the situation for like a long time. And the first thing I did was I hit up
Oh, sorry.
her mom because if you guys don't know, Brian fucked up because she's actually
Oh yeah, did he actually hit up your mom, and how did that go?
So he didn't hit up my mom first. The first conversation that I had with him was with him. And I think it was like the first or the second call where he asked about my mom. And then he got like really drunk on stream one time and he was getting like waxed or something. I don't know if that's still out there. Um I don't know. I don't even know if he was drunk, but I know it was like a stream where he was getting waxed. That same day he was supposed to call my mom. He chose not to and he called her the day after and they spoke for a little bit.
Okay. And
But
how well did that go?
It was a pretty short conversation. He just wanted to like he asked about my mom and he told my mom, he literally lied to my parents. He was like, "Oh, it's pretty soon it's gonna be like us switching over talking to EDP." And my parents like agreed with that happening. My parents wanted that to happen. But I mean that just never came. Like they never gave me a phone number. Um he didn't like texting on Instagram, so it's like, you know, I'm waiting, kind of waiting here. You're keeping me in limbo, but like,
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Just making sure. But we'll keep listening now.
Actually 15 years old. Like, she is a super minor.
Super minor.
Not a regular minor, a super minor.
Well, I mean,
And
I'm already 16.
what'd you say?
I'm already 16. Like, the
Oh,
day I went to the cops, I turned 16.
oh, okay. Let's
W birthday?
I guess should we tell them the full story? So Brian, he was waiting for her to turn 16 and he was gonna try to fly her out to Nevada because in Nevada 16 is
So, and what I want to say here as well,
Mhm.
it's not a matter of him explaining what's happened and joking, or really explain what's happening. It's the fact that he starts joking about it with you present. Like if he was just on Skeet joking with Skeet on stream joking
Is
about
this
it,
gonna get to like
like
sorry, wait, is this gonna get to like the birthday dick part?
I think that's what's coming up. And like having
Yeah,
this
I remember
conversation with
that.
a minor when you are not a law enforcement officer, any sort of like therapist, counselor, whatever it may be, and you
It
have
is
no training to speak with children, like you're way too comfortable and this is like just not a conversation you have with kids. Like
it is yeah, it is a questionable thing,
like
and
again,
I really wish people questioned it more back then.
like if you were just a
Um,
normal decoy, I think it would be okay. But at this time
mhm,
you are a 16-year-old girl in a Discord call with two 30-year-old men, right?
right.
Like
And
that
they're
is
asking
just
him
absurd.
yeah.
Yeah, they're bringing up these
Yeah,
topics and like not treading lightly, and I think it's just super inappropriate. Like to talk to you that
yeah.
way when like with you being a child at the time. And that's like one of my big issues with the two right now is like this conduct, and everyone glosses over it. But like as we'll see as we keep
Yeah,
watching this clip, it's apparent they have no regard for actual like how you feel about it. Regardless if you're telling them you're okay with it and you're responding positively, they are adults, and it's so
mhm.
fucking crazy. So, did you have something to say?
Do you I'm glad you brought it up because that's something I've been like kind of wanted to imply um as well. But there's not like enough, I guess, proof to really back that up. But I'm glad
Yeah.
you brought it up. And
Did
I'm glad
Skeet
I kept that video up.
did Skeet and JIDION always speak to you as if you were grown?
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
Yeah.
so it's pretty consistent,
And
like joking about things, fucking commenting on things, like as if like it like joking about it
yeah.
with you.
And but it's not, I think I'm pretty desensitized to it because the people in his server were the same way. And arguably when you're like in the most developmental years of like your life, because I mean you're a teenager, um, it's like it becomes like I wouldn't say normal that you don't even really realize it in the moment. But yeah, I looking back like yeah, that's weird. Like why are you like asking me that? Even if you have no bad like intentions or whatever, it is for content, and the people
Yeah.
that are watching your content are probably not very good people either. So,
Yeah. Because they're using you for
it is
content
weird.
and they're not regarding anything in terms of how they're treating a minor, right? And it's terrible in my opinion. Um, and overall, like most of his audience is children, and these children are gonna think this is okay, like way to behave with a
Right.
child when they're older.
It's pretty questionable. It's pretty questionable, and I'm really glad you brought it up.
Yeah. So we'll keep rolling it forward just so chat gets the full fucking vision of what's going on here.
legal.
But that's only if you're like 3 years older than the 16-year-old. So he
Oh,
still would have,
really?
yeah, he
I
still
didn't
would
know
have gone
that.
to jail.
Quote unquote, this is exactly what Brian said. He said he wanted to give her that birthday dick.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't remember that.
You don't remember him saying that? Did he not say that, Kayla?
Yeah, no, he did.
I guess I didn't read that one.
He said it like 3 times. He was
That was
like, I'm gonna give you his birthday dick, mamacita.
Oh my goodness.
Say that like you hired someone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
After that entire thing, and after I made my video, another YouTuber contacted me, and this person was 17. They were my age. I'm like, why are you trying to catch EDP? This person does not live in the US. But they have a decoy or had a decoy in the US that
Okay.
was an adult, and she was actively communicating with EDP. And so EDP was telling her a lot of this stuff. And I have a Google document on it. I'm just not too sure if
I
this
have the Google
girl
Doc.
would want.
Oh, never mind. Not
Sorry,
the one you're talking. Not the one. Okay, sorry. I have your Google Doc. I
not
didn't.
that one.
Okay.
Nope,
Um,
I have an entire Google Doc with everything on it.
is
Not
that
too sure
something
if
you think you'd
that
be able to ask them?
victim. I would have to ask her first if she wants that
Yeah.
out.
Um,
Because there was drama around that, like, there was a lot of drama around that. But this girl, she was a decoy, she was an adult, and, she was getting information as
okay.
well. But
Was
this
it
was after, and this was after I stopped contact with JIDION, really.
okay? So I gotta ask, with some of the stuff they sent you, like did they send you a video of EDP at the gun range, like at the firing range, or was it
No, this
he
was
just
stuff
told
like
them?
he was admitting. Yeah, this was stuff he was like
Oh, he's like,
admitting.
yeah, I went to the gun range today and put their picture on the targets and shot them.
Yeah, and he admitted dreams too, which then he later on did admit in the documentary itself.
So okay, so I'm assuming this person is no longer in contact with EDP since it's sort of public knowledge just because of this stream about these things.
Right.
So, um, do you have like, and this is just for curiosity. This isn't me like pressing for proof. I'm just curious to see like if there's any logs of that you would be willing to share that wouldn't like out who this person is to the public.
Yes.
Okay.
I could
Um,
show you them, but
yeah, yeah. So you just
um
want me to pull them up? Yeah,
yeah,
that's fine. That is all good. I
okay, I
respect
will
that.
show you guys. Um between you and I also, please don't give this to any other YouTubers.
Of course. Yeah. Oh,
But
okay. Gotcha. I will. Let me hide what I'm showing on stream just so it doesn't accidentally pull up on stream. Um, and
so this is like
then
just a portion of it. I honestly haven't checked over this specific Google document in a very, very long time. But there is also proof in here um of me still being in contact with EDP around the sting and like
gotcha.
planning.
The one from the Alex Rosen's catch, the one where it's like the sideways pic him smiling in bed. Um, that's awesome. That's an awesome picture. Let me see.
All I can really say, I don't know if it's in there, but he was confessing to this girl
Oh,
all this.
that I saw. Okay. Uh,
Yeah,
you
beware.
could have warned me.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
beware. This is very explicit.
yes, I see that now. I wish I had the warning beforehand. Chat,
There was a warning at the top.
I disregarded it. I just scrolled. um, chat, I think it's okay if I say what I saw, right? Like, you don't care to that extent, as long as I'm not exposing anything like severe in the document. I'm not gonna share it. Share the
Oh
document.
yeah, you can
I just saw
yeah.
EDP's cock. My night's
Yeah.
fucking ruined, man. What the fuck? Here, another viewer has a question. He said, "Do you feel like Mike cut your full interview dishonestly? Because the document seems to portray like a different viewpoint that your full uncut interview showed that he uploaded to the second channel?
I think Mike tried to give a very unbiased perspective. I don't get necessarily the best energy from him, but I do think there was certain segments that were put in to make me look worse. As I think there was certain segments to make other people look worse as well. Um, Especially with Chris Hansen saying all that about Skeeter, although it's a pretty honest take. Things like that I think happened to everybody in the documentary.
Yeah.
Um, but I do think, cutting out calls, clipping calls, and like putting them in the documentary, like you knew what you were doing.
Yeah, it seems like
You
just for the
knew
sake of
exactly.
content, or like
Yeah,
having the
just
most
for the
shocking
shock factor.
response. Yep, exactly. So, like, it's just weird. But yeah, as you said, like, give a little bit unbiased. So he showed some good and bad of about every person that was like a main player in the video. So like, I think that's slightly fair. But again, I think your full call that he uploaded on the second channel showed a lot more like truth to how you feel about things than the like cut up parts he showed throughout the video. Right.
Right. I mean, I don't think he's like the worst person ever. I think any type of director will do whatever is convenient to them and their video, even if it means it isn't the best look on other people. But I think everyone in that documentary had a little bit of bad. And
Yeah.
I think it was all done
Oh,
to
you know,
cause shock factor.
or Mike focused very heavily, with Chris Hansen dissing Skeet and JIDION. And which like I think was valid, right? Don't get me wrong. Fucking Chris Hansen has a very terrible track record within the last 10 years. He botched everything with Onision. And then there's a reason his show like was ended. His original Daylight NBC To Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen was canceled because he was very cocky with like how much influence he had. Um, so I think Chris Hansen having no criticism throughout the video was a little weird. Because there's a lot of things to criticize about Chris. Alrighty. So that was my cut down interview with Kayla Hoskins, the victim of both EDP and, dare I say, JIDION. Now, if you want to watch the full interview, it's going to be linked below. It's a longer live stream, about 2 hours, but it's something good to sit through if you feel like I cut out some context. Now, to get into how I feel about Kayla. Overall, I feel like she was pretty forthcoming and direct with how she felt about the whole situation, especially how JIDION and Skeeter Jean handled her and her situation. But I feel like she dodged questions a little bit and indirectly, decided not to show anything. I think if she released those calls regarding her and JIDION, it would clear a lot of things up between how people really feel about their relationship and how she was treated. I still do feel like she is a victim of JIDION in the overall scheme of that JIDION was pushing for content and not her best interest. But I can say that at 16 years old, yeah, she was pretty advantageous and was taking advantage of the situation for her own growth. But I feel like any child, teenager in that situation would do the same. So I don't think she's completely evil for it. Now, here we are a couple years later. She's 19 now. I don't think she's really being that much of a opportunistic person. She's just going with how everything's being treated regarding herself. She's reflecting how everyone else is handling the situation nowadays. If JIDION can sit here and talk about these things and continue to prop himself up off of her situation, then she can do the same. I don't think that's wrong. But that's pretty much it. If you feel like that's a non-answer, feel free to reach out. Reach out to me on Discord, join my Discord server, come into a stream chat, whatever it may be, and really challenge me on how I feel about things. But overall, yeah, guys, that's it. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that good YouTube shit, and I'll see you guys in the next video.